What up, though? This your boy Cousin P, and you're tuned in to the spot.
The spot where the ears meet the street.
Here with the players, the best. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you. Damn, I don't even know. I gotta hit the shit where your ear eat. What is it? Where your ears meet the street. Where your ear meet the street. The spot where your ear meet the streets, man. Where your ears meet the
What up, though? This your boy Cousin P, and you're tuned in to the spot. Today we have a special guest. I'm gonna go ahead and let him introduce himself.
Glory.
Window pane to be in my membrane when I thought I wasn't gonna make it. Gunshots from my ear, man, but I think that came from Satan. My partner fresh out the pen, don't know how he been so patient. Oh no. Just did his 8 years and now he on probation. System on him too fail, but now we ain't gon' let it. Every day it's like a battle, man. It feel like Armageddon. I like to rock like beef jerky. Thanksgiving don't see turkey, but all alone I gotta thank the Lord, 'cause without you I'm so lonely. Without you I'm so phony. Without you, you don't know.
Okay, so let's get into the questions. Are you working on any new projects?
Yeah, I'm always, cooking, you know what I'm saying, like trying to crank out music, it's something I'm real passionate about. I'm kind of backed up right now, like, I got a couple unreleased songs, but I'm backed up probably like 11 songs that I haven't even recorded yet. They just written and stuff like that. So I just been dropping a couple of singles, since summertime and until now, and I'm really looking forward to next year. What next year is coming in to bring.
What is the last single that you
the last single that I put out is called Lonely Road.
Lonely Road. And what's that about, and how did that come about?
Yeah. So I mean, you know how like music can be therapy for a lot of artists. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if a lot of fans realize that, but music can be therapy for the artists, just to vent, to talk about life's experiences, struggles, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So Lonely Road kind of came from one of those places where I was like, I'm living in another city away from, my family and friends, you know what I'm saying, out in LA, growing up in Sacramento. So, and out there it's kind of like, it's an anti-friendly environment, you know what I'm saying? Like, you think you get cool with your neighbors or your coworkers or whatever, and then next time you see them and they walk past you like y'all never chopped it up, you like, dang, bro, for real? Like, and that's normal, you feel me? Like, that's the norm, you know what I'm saying, in Los Angeles. So, and everybody's so on the move, on the go, because the time, it just moved different out there. It seemed like the clock be moving a lot quicker, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang, 3 hours just flew by, you know what I'm saying? Okay. And everybody constantly on the go. And, it's kind of like a anti-friendly environment. It depends on where you stay, because, I stay, like, in the urban parts of, like, South Central, like, in the hood, basically.
White folks call it urban.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, and I'm a friendly, outgoing person. I'm a people person, you know what I'm saying? So, that's one thing that always kind of, like, make me a little bit frustrated sometimes, like, dang, like, I stay around all y'all, you feel me? But, like, ain't nobody trying to get cool, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no new friends.
You know what I mean? Like, they grow up with you, then they ain't even try to, you know what I'm saying? Try to build with you. But on the flip side, the thing that I like about LA is that it's a lot of out of towners. It's like a melting pot for people from all over the world, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of artistic, creative people. And a lot of people, it's a real just competitive environment to where, like, even when you're driving, people trying to go around you. They ain't trying to let you over. They trying to get to their destination before you get there.
That sound like pretty much any place. I hate when I'm driving trying to get over and motherfuckers speed up on you. I'm like, I kill us both, yo. I kill us both, man. But tell me though, the name Glory. How did you come about? How did that name come about?
So my original stage name was D Glory.
Okay.
And I was under that name for a while, and just sometime things get in between your artistic creativity.
Right. Now, hold on. Not to cut you off. We're going to take it all the way back.
Okay, for sure. We're going all the way back.
So from the beginning.
From the beginning,
From the beginning, how did you get from Looney,
Yeah.
the glory.
For sure.
Give us that story. Give us that one.
You know, just like a lot of other young cats growing up in the urban, in the hood, like I was always influenced by rap music. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop. You know, and it was when my brother wrote his first rap when he was like in junior high school and I was in elementary.
Okay.
And then he came home and my mom made him spit it in front of everybody. And he was still repping Detroit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so after I see my brother write music, you know, eventually I didn't start right away, but I feel like it may have planted a seed in me to see if I could do it. You know what I'm saying? And then so what I started off doing, like I'll just write music onto hot songs on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll ignore all the lyrics on the song and just write my own lyrics in between the hooks. You know what I'm saying? And you know, coming up, I was heavily influenced by like E40, Keek the Sneak. You know, the old Wayne. You know, Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying?
Cowboy Wayne.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, a little bit after that, like Carter Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Like Carter One.
Okay, Carter.
You know, like Go DJ.
Gotcha.
That's one of my joints.
That whole album.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and I was a really big Lil Wayne fan. I think out of all the rappers, I would say Wayne probably had one of the most influences on me until like a little bit later on in his career. I feel like he started going a little bit left. You know what I'm saying? With arrogance and just kind of being out of touch. You know what I'm saying? With the community. You know what I'm saying? You know, and just kind of rapping a lot of like devilish kind of music. Like he just used to love talking about like just devilish stuff. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't like that. But anyway, so yeah, I was started writing raps, and then I started letting people hear the raps, and then I started getting some good feedback.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then you know, that's when you moved to Cali.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It taught me how to freestyle. You know what I mean? You know, and I really wasn't big on freestyling like that. I was just all writing. You know what I'm saying? Right. And you know, so it was one thing that NWA had said. You know, in that movie Straight Outta Compton, which was a real term that they actually used, and they were saying like, because a lot of people like to blame stuff on hip hop.
Right.
Oh, hip hop is causing all of these killings, and hip hop is causing all of this stuff, but hip hop is just a reflection of our reality. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you take away the music, all of these things still gonna go on in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You know, and that's an unfortunate part about the reality.
Now, to jump into that, do you think now, like back then, NWA and Private, when we were coming up and it wasn't internet, we was influenced by what was going on in the street and what we seen. But like in today's hip hop, you more influenced what's going on the internet because you can be whatever you want to be now. So now I can see why people can kind of blame hip hop in a sense, because it's just now it's all smoke and mirror. Before there's no internet, you had to come to people, you know, that elements and really see if they're about what they're saying or not. So now I can say you can blame hip hop, but back then you couldn't because the stuff was really what was going on. So now it's kind of hard to tell because everybody claiming it from that cloth, but in reality we may never know. 6ix9ine is a perfect example.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like you know, my first stage name was Looney. You know what I'm saying? And we was all, you know, in the rap group, the Corner Boys.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, Looney was just a reflection of who I thought I was at that particular time. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I think for me, like growing up, it was like a certain time for my adolescence that I was a good kid. You know what I'm saying? But eventually, I was so influenced by my environment that I wanted to be a thug so bad that that's all I wanted, and eventually that's what I became. You know what I'm saying? I became like that. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where the Looney thing came from. And you know, so
when was your like that crossover? What was like, you know what, this ain't for me.
Yeah,
I want to cross over to the gospel artist.
Honestly, man, you know, my mom always would tell anybody that I always been really rebellious and hard-headed. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, and you know, sometimes my hard head make a soft behind. You know what I mean? And I was just so stubborn and firm on what I thought I wanted, and you know, as far as being hood rich,
Right.
as far as being a successful drug dealer,
Right.
as far as just being you know, gaining riches through, you know what I'm saying, corruption. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You know, tax free. You know, that's what everybody was aiming towards. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the vibes. You know what I mean?
That's real tough.
The government ain't taking none of this. You know, so you know, so basically, you know, I was in that lifestyle. I did drugs for a long time. Did a lot of things I'm not proud of, but it was very hard for me to even look towards God or to even convert from where I was into Christian. But I had a lot of near-death experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times when I could have got my brains blew out. A lot of times where I was just in shootouts and all kind of crazy things. But somehow, like out of all my bunch of friends, like we used to be like 30, 40 deep sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And out of all the time, sometimes different people or something would happen, and then it'll pull me to the side. Like I was a little bit younger than all my boys. I remember we was out just kicking it because you know we party animals. You know what I'm saying? Every Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday, we just party. You know what I'm saying? And so we was out partying, and it was a curfew sweep. And because all my boys was the age, and I was still like 2 years younger, so I got swept up in a curfew sweep, and you know, and then the police officer also was like a youth pastor somehow in a way, and you know, he called my mom, and somehow I get paired up with him, but you know, I'm not trying to hear none of that, you know what I'm saying? Because my mom trying to shove, you know, Jesus down your throat, you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't with all that. I'm like, my whole life I grew up poor. All I need to do is get some money, and then everything gonna be cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it was logical. You know what I mean? Like so, my whole life been on a rat race to conquer poverty, to you know to gain riches and stuff. So my conversion basically happened where I finally got to a point where I was so deep into the world, into my sins that like I knew that eventually I was gonna have to, you know, commit murder, you know, because it's in the streets. It's either you gonna kill somebody or you gonna get killed. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to die, then you have to be willing to, you know, take somebody else down because it's a lot of wolves in the world. And it's like, even if you don't want to be in that world, you grow up in some of these communities, you got so many people coming at you, you know what I'm saying? Like, organically, just because you got sisters and they want to talk to your sisters and then that go bad and then you caught up in some drama behind your sisters and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And the dudes that I grew up around in South Sacramento, you know, was vicious, you know what I'm saying? You know, they was vicious, you know what I mean? And, you know, you have to be willing to step up, you know what I'm saying, or get laid down, you know? And eventually it came to that point where I felt like I was forced to commit murder, you know what I'm saying? And I was by myself and I was plotting murder in my head. I already had the gun and everything. It wasn't a big deal. It was just a matter of planning it right so I wouldn't get caught. And the God spoke to me, you know what I'm saying, in my ears. Like a lot of people say God talked to them in their head, but I heard him in my ears, you know what I'm saying? And it was scary because I was by myself, but it sounded like somebody else was there with me. And he said, you can do this if you want to be stupid, but I got a better plan for you if you follow me. And it was just like like a light bulb went off, you know what I'm saying? Because I was like, dang, every time I sold drugs, every time I got away with robbery, every time I did a lot of things, I never knew that God was watching everything I did. Like, I wasn't an atheist, but I wasn't like conscious of God like that, you know what I'm saying? And so when he spoke to me, I kind of became God conscious, like, dang, he really out here watching what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, of course, I decided, you know, not to do that, you know what I mean? I decided to turn my life around, and everybody thought I was crazy. A lot of my friends like, bro, what the heck happened to you? You feel me? And I was just full of joy, just full of the Lord, full of Jesus, you feel me? And, you know, I felt like I had to make a choice. Because if I didn't make a choice, then I probably would have been dead, you know what I'm saying, or in jail for a long time. Because a lot of my friends, you know, a lot of them in prison or dead. So I feel like that was God's way of giving me a chance to, because with all those near-death experiences I had, led me to being scared to go into hell. You feel me? Right. Because I've been to jail before, and I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can put me in jail for 2 hours. I'm like, oh heck no, man, I'm ready to get up out of here. Yeah, but when we die, our eternity, you know what I'm saying? So basically, I stopped doing music during that time period, and then I slowly started finding out about Christian hip hop. And I feel like, the Lord was leading me in that direction. So, I just went into that direction and, yeah.
And so now that you lead into Christian hip hop, how is that different from, rap music, obviously?
Secular hip hop?
Yeah, obviously you're talking about God, but is it still cutthroat?
Oh, man.
Like, you got up to like,
it ain't no different. Like, it ain't, well, I'll say it's a little different in the sense of, ain't no Christian artist about to shoot it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no Christian artist about to fight it out. Hopefully, it probably has happened, you know what I'm saying? But I've came across some real, like, real cocky, arrogant Christian rappers, you know what I'm saying? Where I go see their show, you know what I'm saying? And they killing it, you feel? I'm like, bro, this dude dope, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because even as an artist, you're still a fan of music, you know what I'm saying? So I remember going up to the dude and his hype man after the show, just trying to network with him. And then I went to go shake the dude's hand. Bro looked at me like, I ain't about to shake your hand, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I want to tell him, let's go outside, you feel me? Like, let's go out, let me talk to you outside real quick, you feel me?
So, but by saying that though, because I'm guessing you assuming because you're talking about God, you're supposed to have that friend.
Absolutely, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would think that because it's only one God, that it should be one vision, that it should be one, you know what I'm saying? Like, it should be unified, you know what I'm saying? Because our goal is to, win somebody over to Christ. Right. But everybody got different ambitions and different. Some people they got saved, but they still trying to, you know what I'm saying? They still trying to turn up. They still trying to be seen in the limelight and the spotlight and stuff all the time. You know what I mean? And I just think that motives, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely, and also it's kind of similar to secular hip hop because you're not just the structure of it. Like, it's hard to get to work with Christian hip hop artists too because they feel like if you ain't where they at or higher, you know what I'm saying? They're like, nah, what's the point of me even working with you? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And so with gospel music to me, and like always felt like, do you feel like gospel rap is as big as it is, or cause I don't really know too much about it. I know Lecrae. And with him, but when I listened to his music, I would have never known he was a gospel artist. Until he told me. You get what I'm saying?
To be honest,
he was positive hip hop.
Absolutely. And man, I take my hat off to Lecrae. He been doing this thing for so long, bro. Like ever since I want to say he been on tour for like 11 years straight. Like, never really getting off tour. Like, his wife must be a real strong individual.
Oh, she right there.
She got like 3 kids. They got like 3 kids, 2 or 3 kids, you know what I'm saying? But the dude is incredibly talented, man. And he humble. You know what I mean? He wasn't always super dope at the beginning. He was kind of aight. He had a couple dudes. He got another artist that he started with named Trip Lee. Trip Lee to me was like the Christian Lil Wayne. Like he just was killing every track. And Lecrae wasn't always that tight, but over the years, man, his bars, his lyrics, it just got incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like just you can tell he been just constantly practicing, constantly working. And now he won a Grammy. He's won, man, plenty of awards. He worked with some of the biggest artists in the game, in the secular industry, to me, that's a blessing because a lot of secular artists don't even want to work with a Christian rap artist because they feel like it might hurt their brand. You feel me? Like, it might make you seem a little soft or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But, he get respect for a lot of people, and I feel like he's opened up a lot of doors and opportunities for a lot of people, too. So.
Dope. Yeah. So, actually, what are you hoping your fans get from your music?
Man, I'm hoping that they get joy experience kind of like In-N-Out Burger, how people crazy over In-N-Out Burger or Chick-fil-A or something that people love and cherish. Like, I hope that people of course be entertained by it, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I hope that people understand that one of my main goals is to bridge the gap between the streets and the church. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, you know, there's so much shenanigans in between that, you know, it's just getting wider and wider. You know what I'm saying? Millennials and stuff, they're not really coming to church because they didn't really see the point. Like, they see their parents go to church for 20, 30 years and never really prosper. You know what I'm saying? You know, and people don't really understand that they like, oh, if my mom be going to church faithfully and she faithful to God, then why she never got no money? You know what I'm saying? Or why she always borrowing from somebody else? Why she don't got no economic skills? You know what I'm saying? You know, but I just feel like truthfully, it's like not everybody want to be rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people want to just be okay. They just want to they don't mind living paycheck. They don't really want to live paycheck to paycheck, but they just want to be comfortable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And not everybody want to be successful or famous or wealthy or rich. You know what I'm saying? And I also feel like it's up to that individual to understand that instead of us waiting on God to do something, God is waiting on us to do the thing, because the earth is full of all of these resources. The earth is rich. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that I like about the structure of the world is like, you will have an artist, we'll say like Yo Gotti, for instance, right? You know, because, you know, even though I'm a Christian hip hop artist, you know, I always keep my ear out there to the streets and seeing what's hot, and, you know, and I'll even have second artists that I like, you know what I'm saying? You know, such as Yo Gotti. And, you know, Yo Gotti, he got a blessing from Birdman, you know what I'm saying, to kind of pull him up on a certain level, and then he started pulling up other people on his level, and, you know, pulling more people up. So it's like a structure. It's like the way that the world works. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has somebody to give them that shot, to give them that opportunity. And when somebody gets the opportunity from somebody, they feel obligated to find somebody else to get an opportunity too.
Right, you're supposed to.
Yeah, typically, I know a lot of people that probably don't, but typically that's how people with morals get out. You know what I'm saying? So, exactly. Another person I say like that is like Nick Cannon. You know, I like Nick Cannon, you know what I'm saying, because he's a good all-around dude, and he helped a lot of people out, even silently, like behind the scenes. You know, he helped out a lot of artists and stuff. And you know, I think it's a great thing.
Right, you don't need the recognition either. So, I mean, by saying that, what do you feel you bring differently to the music scene as far as like gospel or in LA and the area that you're in? What do you feel you bring?
I feel like I bring a difference of like, you know, something that's it's kind of hard to compare to a lot of things, you know what I mean? Just the sound, you know, my beat selection, you know, I think that's a very big portion of the process, you know, selecting the right beats, because before they even hear what you got to say, the first thing that they listen to is the sound, you know, that come in the speakers, you know what I'm saying? So I think that just being wise with, you know, with selecting dope beats, you know what I mean, and just you know, putting the lyrics together, and you know, I feel like it's a lot of, because I don't think a lot of people understand how big the market of, you know, Christian hip hop or faith-based music is. You know what I'm saying? It's a really, really, really big market. And it's not just about the business aspect of it, but of course that's what it takes. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be business savvy to get something off the ground. You know what I mean? They got a lot of dope Christian artists, like another guy named KB, another guy named Eddie Minio. They all under Reach Records, which is a Lecrae label. And there's a couple people who not, like Bizzle, another dude from Sacramento named Mission. You know, he got over 1 million plays on YouTube, and he on tour, and you know, bringing attention, you know what I'm saying, to the region. You know what I mean? And you know, so I think it's growing, because a lot musicians, people ain't perfect, you know what I'm saying? So it's like people still listen to secular music, you know what I mean? Because it sounds good, you know what I mean? But after you listen to certain music too long, you start feeling different, you know what I'm saying? Like, you listen to some gangster music long enough, you're going to be feeling gangster. You're going to be like,
that's true.
You listen to too much Tupac, you're going to be ready to thump, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be leaning like in traffic, man, cut me off, man, you know what I'm saying? So music is a big influence. So I just want to make it cool, and you know what I'm saying, for people just to be who they are, and just not be afraid to represent Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, Jesus was the only one that was perfect, and I feel like one thing I would love for people in the world to understand is that like for believers. I think it's okay to struggle sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody got a struggle with something. Everybody got pain from their childhood or things that they went through that, you know what I'm saying, that scarred them, like either physically, you know what I'm saying, emotionally, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, our whole lifetime is trying to conquer some of these things, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of times it's so easy to look at that believer who say that they love Jesus and see them struggling with smoking or drinking or whatever the saying could be, you know what I'm saying? I think that people misunderstand and say, oh, this person's a hypocrite, you know what I'm saying? Or this person really ain't, you know what I'm saying, about that life or whatever. But, the truth is, man, life is up and down just like a seesaw. And some stuff you go through it just seems like it's unbearable sometimes, and naturally you give in to something, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, I would tell believers, man, it's okay to struggle sometimes, you know what I mean? But I also believe that, man, it's a time where, where if you're vulnerable enough for the Spirit of God, He'll come and make your crooked path straight, you know what I'm saying? So I would just love people to just hear about and know about the love of God and through my music, you know what I'm saying? Because, when we only rely on the love of humans, of the power of man or the love for man, it's so limited, you know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's never really enough. Some people go through their whole life like wishing that their mother or their father would have loved them more. You know what I'm saying? To wish that people, because sometimes the people with the goodest hearts be the ones that, get misused the most. Right. You know what I'm saying? Or manipulated and, taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying? And, I just feel like I just want people to understand that ain't nobody perfect but Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And at the end of the day, if you just give God a chance to pour out His love on you, I guarantee it'll make your life better. You know what I mean? Because I look at people like, Nipsey Hussle, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was a big influence in the hip-hop community. Right. After his pass, and you see up in LA, it was just like, people was heartbroken, you know what I'm saying? I felt it too, you know what I'm saying? Because here we go with an individual who, is incredibly smart, intelligent, right? Like
trying to give back to his, well, not trying, was giving back to
his community. Was giving back to his community, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to inspire people to, to better themselves, basically, you know what I'm saying? And, it's just an unfortunate reality that, with the gang banging situation, because it's like, I look at gang banging, you know what I'm saying, as a form of evil, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, let's say if we in the gang, right, and then let's say you do something that ain't cool, and then these people over here trying to get on you, and then because you my boy, I gotta come protect you and ride with you, you know what I'm saying? Even though you might have did something foul, you know what I'm saying, I still gotta protect you, make sure they don't hurt you, you know what I'm saying? And eventually, somebody's life gets I meet mothers in LA all the time who their son got killed, you know what I'm saying? I met a few different mothers who lost their sons to gun violence and stuff, and it's like, ain't nothing could ever replace their missing child, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing could ever erase that pain, that emptiness that they feel like, they gave birth to this thing, you know what I'm saying? They raised it up, and because poverty, you know what I'm saying, because the evil in the hood, you know what I'm saying, causes people to get violent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, this person no longer with us. You know what I mean? And, you know, because a lot of times I feel like unbelievers, we kind of run from the idea of death. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to think about death till like we die in our sleep when we old. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like for believers, it's kind of the opposite. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you accept Jesus and you become one with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, if I die at any point, it's cool. Because in the Bible said that Jesus took the sting out of death. You know what I'm saying? Like death it hurts so much when somebody go. But like when that person go, when you know that they was, you know, they was trying to pursue righteousness and trying to pursue Christ, it's kind of like, oh man, I mean, he gone, but he in a better place for sure. Right. You know, because heaven and hell is real. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've had nightmares of, you know, people that I lost waiting to see if I would ever come to hell. You know what I'm saying? And the Bible describes hell as a place of weeping, you know, crying and gnashing the teeth. You know what I'm saying? When people just getting tormented, you know what I mean? And I feel like ain't nothing in this world, because we came to this world with nothing, naked. We can't take our money, our jewelry, nothing with us when we leave. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why we gonna kill over this? Why we gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, mess over somebody.
Right. But in hindsight, because, you know, if we can't take all this when we go, so everybody trying to enjoy it while they live.
Yeah, I get that.
By any means necessary. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can take it with me, but I'm trying to enjoy it, you know, while I'm here. But what do you think about the current state of hip-hop?
I think two different things. You know what I'm saying? On one hand, I feel like the level of corruption and the level of evil, the level of darkness is at an all-time high, where you turn on the radio, all you hear about is people catching bodies. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Or the females on the other hand, all they doing is fucking for $40.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like you know, it has a lot of power, you know, and there's nothing really wrong with power, but you know what I'm saying, when it's and I feel like power reveals your heart, you know what I'm saying? Like, it reveals your intentions and who you are on the inside, kind of like President Trump, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a powerful person gets into this limelight, like, oh, okay, that's the type of person you is, you know what I'm saying? Like, you one of them, you know what I mean? And I'm not too political or nothing like that, but, you know, I feel like a part of hip-hop is misleading a lot of generations, it's misleading a lot of youth. And I do agree with what you said, how back in the day it was a reflection of our reality, but with this new generation, with technology and social media, it has become the reality, you know what I'm saying? And you know, a lot of these rappers in the studio, it's kind of split, because it's like, you know, I found myself like not liking studio gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I know he is studio gangster. I ain't trying to hear that. Put on some YG. And he's trying to bump with YG. Like, man, he a real gangster. Hey, what are you talking about? Oh, man, I can't be listening to this either. You know what I'm saying? Like, he too gangster. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, ain't no balance. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's a lot of good and bad things, because for one, it's providing, you know, people who never had nothing to bring a generation of wealth to their family, right, and stuff like that. You know, for some reason, I feel like since the time period we in is such a dark time, that it's like most of the biggest rappers are killers. You know what I'm saying? You know, and corrupt, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I use NBA Youngboy, for example. Like, when you see bro, it's like, dang, this dude gangster, he gangster to the T, you know what I'm saying? Right. But a little extra, you feel me? Like, he might be a little evil, you know what I'm saying? Like, he probably possessed, you know what I mean? Or anything, you know what I'm saying? But also on the flip side, I feel like, when I hear, like I heard, the first time I heard Migos song on the radio, not the first time I heard Migos, but it was a new song that they released at the time, which was Stir Fry. And I heard the beat come on, I was like, this tight, like, the vibe, you know what I'm saying, was dope, harmonizing, you know, because Quavo be doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, bro, in my mind, I'm like, bro, I can see some old white people who ain't never like rapped in their whole life giving in to something like this, you know what I'm saying? And that's what happens when I go to a lot of restaurants where it's a lot of Caucasians in these restaurants. They just bumping all rap. You know, rap has become like the new rock and roll or pop. You know what I'm saying? Pop music. So I think rap is at an all-time high. You know what I'm saying? People love the sound, they love the beats, they love to dance to it. Right. You know what I mean? And I think that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Because the life would be probably born without music.
Rap music especially.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
So where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I see myself doing multiple things. Right now, I'm going to school to learn how to shoot commercials and stuff like that. I just finished up a Popeyes chicken commercial. You know, I'm just getting my feet wet, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people out these programs, they getting jobs at ABC, Fox, Snapchat, different places, creating content and editing up videos and stuff for like TV shows or media. And they're looking for a lot of minorities to fill in these spaces because a lot of these old white men that own these companies, they're kind of out of touch with reality and what people are looking for that's tight and creative. I'm looking to get into that industry, but I'm also writing films. I want to reach people through film, you know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of urban movies, they dead, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to find like a dope urban movie, kind of like
The Boys of Men Society.
Yeah, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like Belly, like The Wood. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, man, it's a long list. It's like in the 90s and the 2000s, they had like, you know what I'm saying? It was peak. You know what I'm saying? And I was learning about a producer. Forgot his name is Jeff. He was producer of the Fresh Prince show. And I was like, what? Because I was interested in knowing what happened to these good TV shows and these movies, like Fresh Prince, like Martin, like Jamie Foxx show, like, you know, they had so many good TV shows and movies. And I found that the producer of the Fresh Prince, also he wrote his first film that he wrote was a movie with Tupac, Above the Rim. And this a white dude, like a beach surfer white boy, you know what I'm saying? And he grew up in like Huntington Beach area, like the LA area. And I was doing some more research and I found out that he passed away while jogging at the beach. He dropped dead while jogging at the beach, but he made a booty call. Yeah, white dude. I was like, wow, this dude must have been like, he must have been special, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, like, I know we can't put anybody in a box or anything, but I would think that a white dude growing up in the suburbs would kind of be so out of touch with the urban community, but for him to not be and also like kind of like dictating like, you know, relevant things, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that was so dope, you know, but so other than that, I just want to build my brand in music, you know what I'm saying? And that's because I want to have a balance of my professional life, what I'm working for, you know what I'm saying, and creativity. I want to try to have a balance of that in the music, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I can't be so focused on the music that I'm not worried about providing for my 2 kids, you know what I'm saying, and maintaining myself as an adult. So I wanna secure the bag, but I wanna invest in entertainment, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we in a time where entertainment is at an all-time high, like TV shows, music.
Right. And when you think about it, though, talking about just black people in general, like the people that really, really became famous is really mostly entertainers.
Yeah.
When you think about it, whether it's sports or whether it's music, you know what I'm saying, or acting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
When you think about it, you can't really name too many people that became, you know, black folks that became famous other than if you take entertainment out of the equation. It's not
absolutely.
that
love y'all too, but I'm definitely proud to be black. You know what I'm saying?
Love myself first.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, not to take away from any other nationality or ethnic group, but I feel like African Americans, man, we some of the most talented people on the face of the planet. You know, and when football and basketball first started, they didn't even allow black people to play. You know what I'm saying? It was all white on the floor. But now you turn it on the TV, I'm trying to find somebody white on the team. I'm like, dang, it's all black. These dudes is extremely talented. You know what I'm saying? But last but not least, I'll say over the next 5 years, I just see myself. I wake up every day trying to be about progression. I'm trying to be about evolving. You know what I'm saying? And growing and changing because, you know, I feel like with this life, with this freedom, there's so many people who's incarcerated who wish that they was free to be able to have the opportunities that we have in a free world. So many people put mental barriers on themselves. They say, "Oh, I can't do that. I can't do this. I can't do that." They doubt themselves so much, and a lot of times it's because of what people told them, and maybe they just haven't seen it done before, so they don't really believe in it. But you know, having faith, you know what I'm saying? Having faith in yourself and believing in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like we need for people to hear that. We need for parents, you know what I'm saying, to love on their children and to install greatness on the inside of them. You know what I'm saying? Because it all starts at home. You know, a lot of times parents they just be so busy working and just keeping everything together is be so hard, especially in the urban community as a black person, because you know a lot of fathers be absent and stuff like that, so the mothers have to work overtime and overdrive. But eventually, I want to start 2 nonprofit organizations. One to give back to single black mothers, and another one I just want to give back to school supplies to kids. But I don't want to do it in LA. I want to do it in Sacramento. You know what I'm saying? Because this home and you know this where my heart is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get the bag out there. You know what I mean?
Bring it back to this. Okay, so that concludes the interview. Go ahead and let people know where they can find you.
For sure. They can find me on Instagram at Glory Tunes. They can find me on Facebook at Glory Tunes and Twitter. Or you can just also find me on Facebook, Darnell Crawford. So yeah, that's where you can find me at. And SoundCloud. You can find me on SoundCloud too. Under Glory, and I got some singles that I dropped on there over the last few months, and I'll be having some videos coming out early next year, so I'm looking forward to that too.
Thank you very much.
For sure, man. Appreciate you having me.